English Primary School, Class 6, and the subject is History. And the chapter is 7, and the name of the chapter is India during the Maurya period. In this chapter, we will see about the India during the Maurya period. Here is the picture of Emperor Alexander. So we will see about the Emperor Alexander's invasion. Alexander was the Greek emperor and he invaded northwestern part in 326 BCE. Then he invaded Indus river, that is Sindhu. Then he reached Takshashila. When he was invading, he met with many local Indian kings who were opposing. So he defeated everyone and reached Punjab. After this invasion, all the army had suffered a lot. So they were eager to go home back. Then they stand against all the soldiers all the army who were defeating with the enemies. They were eager to go home. So for that they were standing against the Alexander and came back home. Then the Alexander appointed the Greek officers to administrate and to conquer territories, which were known as satraps. Then he started his return journey, but on the way he died in 323 BCE at Babylon. Today this Babylon is in the Iraq. Now the Alexander's campaigns started to increase their trading between India and Western world. Now in the India, the historian were changing in the Western world through their writings. The Greek sculpture was interested in Indian art, so they gave rise to the Gandharan school of art. Now the Greek kings introduced the coin also, which had a picture of the king. But on the other side, the another coin was also introduced with the picture of Greek god. So in the coin, the name of the king was also written. The Alexander's coins was also in the same type. So now we will see about the Mauryan Empire, that is the Chandragupta Maurya. He founded the Maurya Empire. Before invading, people were tired of rule of the Nanda kings, because before invading is Chandragupta Maurya, before the coming of the Chandragupta Maurya, all the people were very tired of rule of the Nanda king of Magda, that was the Dhananand. Then Chandragupta Maurya ended this rule. Which rule? It was the Nanda king of the Magda, and established his own rule in Magda, that is in 325 BCE. Then he invaded Avanti and Saurashtra and extended their empire. After the death of Alexander, a struggle for the power began, and for that they appointed the satraps. Now the Alexander's general was Seleucus Nicator. Now he became the king of Babylon, who became the Chandragupta Maurya, and he invaded the northwest, which is in the India and the Punjab. Then they defeated the Seleucus Nicator, which led to the inclusion of the northwest region of Kabul, Kandahar and Herat, which is in the Maurya Empire, Megasthenes, which was in the Maurya Empire, Megasthenes. This is the place in the Maurya Empire. But Nicator's ambassador stayed back at Chandragupta Maurya's court only, because during the Maurya period there was a book named Indica, which was a very important source for the study of India. So there was an inscription which indicates that Chandragupta Maurya built a dam which was known as Sudarshan, which is near the Junagadh in Gujarat state. Now we will see about the Emperor Ashoka. When the Chandragupta got the throne, it was succeeded by his son Bindusara. But after his death, now his son came, whose name was Ashoka. And then now the Ashoka succeeded the throne in 273 BCE. Then Ashoka became the governor of Takshashila and Ujjain. After becoming the governor, Ashoka became the governor. After becoming the governor, he successfully revolted at Takshashila. Then he became the emperor of Magda and launched a campaign against the state of Kalinga. Now then Ashoka invaded Kalinga also. Now Ashoka was ruling in the Kalinga also. Now he extended his empire from Afghanistan in the northwest and Nepal in the north to Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh in the south and Bengal in the east to Saurashtra in the west. So these were the places where the Ashoka extended his empire. Now we will see the Kalinga war. Ashoka moved very deeply in this war, but he decided never to do war again. Then he thought that truth, non-violence, compassion and forgiveness was the important values, and then he decided spread these teachings among the people, and he started by pillar edicts and stone inscription. All the script were in Brahmi script. After seeing the devastation in the people, he made the conquest of Kalinga and changed it for making the strict restrictions on the hunting of bats, monkeys, rhinoceros and on setting fire to forest. Emperor Ashoka made an inscription at Delhi Tobda. So now we will see the Ashoka's work was to spread the religion. Now the Ashoka embraced with Buddhism. He was very familiar with the Buddhism. So his third religious council was on Buddhism, which was held at Patliputra. For that he sent his son Mahendra and his daughter Sanghamitra to Sri Lanka for spreading the Buddhism. And he also sent both the bhikkhus to West Asia and Central Asia for spreading the Buddhism. For this, he also made many stupas and viharas. In this way, he was spreading the religion. So now we will see the public welfare activities which was made by the Ashoka for the welfare of the common people. Ashoka made many facilities for the welfare of the people. Here we can see the example. He made the facilities for the free medicines and free medical treatment also for the common people, both the common people and the animals also. And he built many roads and planted many trees for the people, and he also dug wells and built the dharmshalas also for the people. In this way, he made many things for the common people. So now we will see here the administration during the Maurya period. In this period, Patliputra was the capital of Maurya Empire. For the people's convenience and to run the administrative, the empire was divided into 4 regions. Then afterwards, each regions have given their own capital. Now we will see the 4 regions, that is the eastern region, means this whole region was divided into 4 regions: eastern, western, southern and northern. In the eastern region, they have given the Toshali, which was the capital of Odisha. Western, Ujjaini, that is the Madhya Pradesh capital. Southern, that is the Suvarnagiri, that is Kanakgiri in Karnataka. And the next one was the northern region, that is the Takshashila, that is in the Pakistan. That means each region have got their own capital here. For advising the king related to administratives, there was a council of minister also, and many officers were also working. He kept an eye efficient intelligence service to keep eye and take care on the administration and on the enemies also, and on the movement of the enemies also. Now here we will see the life of the people during this period, that means during the Maurya period. In this period, agriculture was given very importance. Means at that time there was a great importance for the agriculture, and there were many other occupation also, like carving and engraving on ivory, weaving and dyeing of the clothes, and with the metal work. And the another thing is a pottery also, that is a black and the glazed pottery was also produced. Then afterwards, shipbuilding was also carried on, and the iron work was also developed. So in the villages and the towns, there were different festivals and the functions were also celebrated. So there were dance and the music concerts was also there for their entertainment. Other games was also there, popularly like wrestling bouts, carrot races, board games, and the chess. Chess was also called the Ashtapad. Now the last topic is the art and the literature. This was also the period of the Ashoka only. The art of rock cut sculpture was also there in the Ashoka period, that means in the Maurya period. The pillars which was erected by Ashoka was excellent with an Indian sculpture. There was good carving animals like lion, elephant, bull on the pillars. So in the Indian national flag, means on the Ashoka pillar which was at Sarnath, in that there is a chakra or wheel, that is the honor for us. The pillar has lions on all the four sides, but only 3 can be seen from the front side. So this is the official seal of the government of our country, that means India. The famous cave sculptures which is at Barabar Hills was also carved at that period, which is in the Bihar, and it is very oldest cave sculptures in India. So this was the chapter. Thank you.